Hey, good morning, folks. It's 2 days after the hurricane went through the Northeast. Um, Last I heard, there was 45 or so people dead. Been just a horrible occurrence out there. I mean, flooding. People aren't going to have power for 7 to 10 days at the minimum. Um, the stores are wiped out. No power, no communications. It's really going to be it's going to test a lot of people here in the next week until things get back in track. Do people have clean water to drink? Did people have enough food on hand? Can people live without having the subways, which are flooded? I mean, there's a lot going on out there. But the president, I think, did the right thing, where he returned to Washington, um, which was kind of interesting because he flew down to Florida just before the storm for a fundraiser, but then didn't hold the fundraiser. He just turned right around and flew back to D.C. I think someone told him, Mr. President, you can't do this. This is going to look bad. So, but he at least did the right thing, whether of his own accord or someone told him it was a politically wise move. Either way, he did the right thing. Now, Mitt Romney also did the right thing. He, in a way, suspended his campaign. He already had certain campaign events scheduled, but what he did is he morphed those events into basically fundraisers, and where he collected, food and flashlights and water. And in addition to that, see this, and this is real important. He had two great big, TV screens that had the phone number to the Red Cross and said to donate to the Red Cross, call here. Okay. Well, now let's, I don't have any sophisticated cutting and editing stuff, so we're just going to listen to the audio of two left-wing ideologues, socialist, anti-Romney. They're just haters. Andrea Mitchell, that dried-up hag, she couldn't have a rational thought if it fell on her lap. And Martin Bashir, what a limey prick. What a socialist limey bastard. These guys have the. Let me just play it. Because I could sit here and tell you. Let me see. Like I said, I don't have any cool video stuff, so we'll just listen to the audio. First, here's Andrea Mitchell. I guess you might be able to tell by her feminine voice, but then again, Martin Bashir's kind of a lefty liberal, soft-shoed, limey prick. Anyway, here's Andrea Mitchell.
And then you've got the image of Mitt Romney doing what they say is not a campaign event in the same space they were going to hold a campaign event. They say they're making collections for hurricane and storm relief. Chris Alyssa, first to you. We checked with the Red Cross. The Red Cross said, well, they're always grateful for donations, that this is not what they need or want, that they always tell people, please donate money because we have our own packagers, wholesalers. They have their own distribution system. And to now get these canned goods from the Romney event in Ohio and have to first package it, use clothes, they have to clean, they can't go directly to victims. So what they need is donations of blood and donations of money. It does seem like a thinly veiled, why Ohio? Why choose Ohio for, right.
Okay, folks, did you listen to this sniveling, rat-faced, dried-up raisinette of a liberal reporter? They're supposedly, they say they're collecting. Did you hear how she phrased that? She basically tries to make it out that, they're not really, they're still holding a campaign event. They're just claiming that they're getting food. But then again, she turns right around and contradicts herself and says, oh, hey, yeah, that's not what the Red Cross wants. They're saying, well, then they got to wash the clothes and They got to package the food. You know what? Who the hell says that the Red Cross is the only organization that can help here? Who says the Red Cross is the only organization that needs the clothing, that needs the food? Are there not food pantries out there? Are there not other? Yeah, I understand the Red Cross is the largest and the most politically connected, but there are a lot of local charities, a lot of food banks, that need this. And to sit here and say, oh well, just give money to the Red Cross. That's all. Just give them money. You know what? I got no problem donating to the Red Cross, but you know what? What the hell is this is how liberals are. They can't even, let me ask you, Andrea, what in the hell have you done other than sit there and demean the efforts of other people? You sit there and run your mouth, you little saggy boob, dried up hag. You know what? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. People call up NBC or MSNBC or PMSLSD. I don't know who the hell owns this network anymore. But you know what? Call them up and say, get that woman off there. Who the hell is she? There's a tragedy going on. Mitt Romney is doing the best he can. He's got big screen TVs urging people to vote or to donate to the Red Cross. Got their name and their phone number up there, and he's also taking donations. How horrible is that? The man's collecting food, he's collecting water and flashlights. I mean, what has Andrea Mitchell done? I'm Andrea Mitchell, and I'm gonna bitch about everything the Republicans do. You gotta just please flood their phone lines, call them, spread the word. Now let me play you this limey bastard, Martin Brashear. I mean, this guy's he's just a frickin' I don't know why he couldn't get a job over in England, but yeah, let's listen to this turd, another MSNBC punk here. Here we go.
And let's bring in our panel now. With us from Atlanta, Mayor Kasim Reed, and in Philadelphia, Professor James Peterson of Lehigh University.
Two black Obama supporters.
Gentlemen, I'd like both of you to respond to this statement today from the president, who visited the Red Cross in Washington.
Statement from the president.
The Red Cross knows what they're doing. They're in close contact with federal, state, and local officials.
Okay.
They will make sure that we get the resources to those families as swiftly as
possible. Not FEMA.
Mayor Reed, so the Red Cross knows what it's doing. Did you detect perhaps a subtle dig there on Mr. Romney, who spent today going against the guidelines established by the Red Cross and holding a campaign rally in Ohio that was dressed up like a charity drive, collecting food and other supplies, when the Red Cross expressly asked people not to do that?
Okay, well, there you have it, folks. The president is playing politics in the time of a disaster. I didn't say it. This is the ultra smug, liberal, limey bastard from across the pond, Martin Brashear. That turd, why don't you go jump in the Atlantic and swim your happy ass across the ocean? Come on. Now you just admit that the president is playing politics. And then again, did you catch the little dig? That, Mitt Romney, yes, he had this campaign event, but he shifted. He wasn't standing up there giving his stump speeches and doing all that. He was down there collecting food. He physically was picking up the food and helping load trucks. And he says it was dressed up like a campaign event, dressed up like a fundraiser. It wasn't dressed up. It was. What the hell do you expect Mitt Romney to do? This is a man, I mean, what, you just want him to just write a check to the Red Cross? Or, again, is the Red Cross the only outlet that people can receive assistance from? No. Are there not other food banks in New York and food pantries and other charities that could use this stuff? Absolutely. And again, Mitt Romney had the big screen TVs up there saying, hey, to donate to the Red Cross, call this number. Again, Martin Brashear, you limey prick, what have you done other than flap your gums, blah, 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 and sit there and spout your left-wing ideological just bullcrap? You know what? We don't have time for pricks like you. This is why your network is you're not even the sole of a shoe. You're the bubble gum on the bottom of a shoe. You guys are a bunch of toilet bugs over there. You really are. You're the lowest of the low. People, call up. Get involved. Call these networks and say, how dare you have broadcasters that are, demeaning the efforts of a presidential candidate. Look, Mitt Romney's not president yet. He can't go in. He can't order in FEMA. He can't order in, the National Guard to help out. He can only do what he can do. He's a private citizen. I wonder how many of these other people have raised, when I say other people, how many of these other liberal, do-gooder, progressive, Obama water boys have done a finger to get food, money, and resources into there? I know Glenn Beck sent 2 semi-loads of food and batteries, flashlights, and things like that. He 2 semi-loads going out there. Mitt Romney, I don't know how much food. It looked like he was getting quite a bit, case after case after case. Looks like the man was doing the best he could, the best he could. So shame on you, MSNBC, for letting these troglodytes get on there and spout that drivel. I mean, how dare you demean the efforts? And shame on the president. If that truly was a day, which it did sound like, playing politics, in the middle of a disaster. Shame on you people. But you know what? That's what the left do. You got to remember what Rahm Emanuel, remember him? Rahm Deadfish Emanuel? He said this, and he said this early in the Obama administration, let no crisis go to waste. Okay? Well, they're not. They're trying to take this and spin it politically. Assure yourself of that. So, and I believe today they're both back on the campaign trail. But folks, start. If you agree with me, call MSNBC. Tell your friends. Share this with them. Share those audio clips. You can go see the video clips too. You share it and say, aren't you outraged? I mean, here's a guy who's on a campaign to be president, takes time, converts his campaign stop into a fundraiser, and to collect food and water, has his big screen TVs up there advertising, hey, donate to the Red Cross, call here. He's doing what he can. And for his efforts, he gets demeaned and just savaged by the left. So just say it's unfair, enough's enough, and I do appreciate you watching. And please don't forget about Benghazi. Stay on top of that. Just because a storm happened doesn't mean news on other fronts doesn't stop. That is, I tell you what, if the president had a soul and a conscience, he'd have stepped down and said, you know what, I'm not fit to be commander-in-chief. But don't fall asleep on these other stories. Stay with them. So I appreciate you watching. Welcome your comments, and God bless America.